Surprise, y'all! I finally have a setup. Isn't it incredible that I'm not using a green screen? It's a miracle.
What are you doing in my house? Oh, wait, do I start?
No, I do.
Oh. I never know where to start this thing.
No.
Okay. Oh, the camera's there. Not here.
Yeah,
There.
I know.
Okay.
Hello, divas, dudes, and dolls.
Welcome to WIG, where we relay what we witnessed while walking and talking at PAX West 2024. This is my co-host, Couture.
And this is my co-host, Chelora.
Hello.
And like she just said, we are going over each and every day that we were at PAX West 2024 this year, which we are recording this, technically the last day of the convention, but
Yeah.
we chose not to go because we were in drag for 3 days straight, and our bodies are very over it.
Yeah.
Mood, honestly.
I think I woke up every day and I said, I'm dying, Chara.
Yeah, that's how I felt every day. It was like, well, here we go.
Here we go.
Time to put the makeup on and do my little dance.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
But what did you think of PAX West this year? Because I know that you've gone to multiple. So how does this one stack up compared to other years?
I really enjoyed it. I feel like I get like a good grasp of it by the end of the convention. Like, you can't really gauge how the con's gonna go on the first day or two, I feel
Yep.
like. And kind of like how I was telling you at PAX East, I feel like it was more diverse, but I feel like it was almost like less diverse, but more diverse in a different way.
Yes.
There were like a lot more queer people, I feel like, at
Yeah.
PAX West.
Yeah. I feel like PAX East was more diverse in terms of the attendees and like visibility. But even on like the developer front, I felt like the people we had meetings with that we talked to were significantly more diverse
Yeah.
than East this year.
And we had like more of that kind of connection with like the queer people.
Yeah.
Whether they were PR, marketing, or whatever. And even some of the not queer people, I think we even had better connections with.
Yeah.
Just being like really friendly,
Mm-hmm.
even after Gamescom. Which
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah, I can't imagine. We heard a lot of people over the last 3 days that had just done Gamescom, which was last week, I think. Yeah. In Germany, and they flew over here, did PAX West, and then I think is the Tokyo Game Show next week?
yeah.
Oh, lordy. Those poor people.
Who did this to them?
Yeah. What higher up in their companies and studios and publishers were like,
Well, who decided, like, let's do this convention and then this one and then this one? Like, I think
back to back to back in
they
3 different
probably
corners
all
of the world?
wanted, like, the same time. And then they were just like, oh, whoever booked it first was like, oh, we can't do it this week because PAX does it. So we'll just do it near PAX. And then the other team was like, oh, well, we have to do it around the same time.
They really just said, suffer.
Suffer. They didn't care. They were just like, you're going to go. You're going to like it. You're going to do it. That's how it is.
You're gonna go sell our product.
Yeah, go do the thing.
Yeah.
Go.
Go do the job we pay you for.
Move, corporate scum. I pay you to move. Go.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think the experience with West this year, I enjoyed it more than East. East was very fun. I liked East a lot because East was my first PAX ever. But I also think that the way that we're going to be covering PAX for PAX West is going to be significantly easier on us because, frankly, we're not going to do everything that we saw.
Yeah.
You know, like, maybe down the road we'll do, like, a bonus episode or something, and we'll, like, go back and hit the stuff we didn't talk about. Maybe we'll decide to have a shady bonus episode, lock it behind a paywall or something, and be like, here's the shit. Here's the stuff we didn't like.
Well, I don't think we didn't like anything.
No, but I mean, like, not
Yeah,
from
yeah,
West
yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
East? Maybe.
Yeah. But, I mean, we could even just do it as, like, here's a complete recap, you know, as opposed to just, here's what we thought was the best, or here's what we enjoyed the most.
True.
Because I don't even think it's, like, you know, for this episode, it's not to say that these are the best games. It's just, these are the ones we enjoyed the most, and
And had the biggest impressions on us.
whether that was the development team or the PR team or the marketing team or,
Yeah.
you know, whoever it was that we spoke with, having an impact on us and just generally contributing to us having a good time at the booth. You know, because I think sometimes people are tired and you go to see their game and they're just like, here's the game.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing with these types of showcases is that the presentation around it really does dictate the kind of experience we're going to have coming out of it. Because, like, if you love your game and you're passionate about it, that's one thing. If your game plays awfully despite that, that's another. But, like, if you have a great game but a crappy personality, or it's so, like, here is game, go play game, go bye-bye. You know, like, I'm not going to want to sell your game or market it or promote it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not going to be something I look forward to doing down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of times I'll get emails from, like, whoever to come see their game, and I'll, like, message them back and be like, hey, can I show up at this time? And they'll say, we're not doing a schedule, like, just show up whenever. It kind of discourages me from coming because I end up very busy. Like, you get, like, 10 emails almost every day of different developers or different teams or different events or different everything all the time. Not to mention, like, all the replies from all the previous emails trying to organize things. So it's just a lot of emails and trying to, like, make sure everything is organized. And if you're disinterested in me, I'm going to be disinterested in you.
Yeah.
That's just how it is for me.
Yeah. And I think, luckily for us, the folks, for the most part, with West, we're per capita more excited about us being there.
Yeah.
And being, like, drag press content creators than anybody was at East.
Yeah.
East, it was just like, oh, here's two people. Hopefully they will sell our game for us.
We just looked like everyone else, I guess. I guess everybody at the con at East was in drag.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Share and share be damned.
Yeah. We also smelled nice.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that helps a lot at cons.
Yeah, if you smell nice, but not like let me take my Axe body spray and, like,
yeah,
you know, like, that's not the same thing.
Yeah. So content creators, if you want to go to PAX as a content creator or as media in the future, smell nice. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because some of these people walking around, no offense to con goers, but, like, I think it's just a well-known thing. Con goers are rancid.
They are rancid.
Just, like, hot dog water energy. Which, like, you do you, diva, you do you, but could not be me.
If your brand is smelling like sweat, well,
I guess
you might be Eureka.
Oh, lordy.
Live with it, I guess.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just think that this experience was really fun. It was really special for me this year because, like, I've never come to Seattle before. I've always wanted to. Talked about wanting to move here for a really long time. Don't know if that will still happen, but the experience here has been really great. You know, I've been staying with Chelora for this last week or so, and it's been wonderful. Her and her husband have been wonderful hosts. And then it's been really fun and special, too, because it's, like, my boyfriend's first time coming to a convention, first time cosplaying, first time to Seattle, first long trip with a girlfriend, and first long trip, like, we've had together. So it's been very, very, very special.
Second long trip together. Last time it was, like, a week at East.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, well, he didn't come to East.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, for
girlfriend trip.
Oh,
him with his girlfriend.
Yeah, yes, not not us. No,
fuck me, I guess.
No. I mean, yeah. So it's second time of being with you for a week, constantly, basically, and we haven't killed each other yet. So
there's still time.
Just wait. But I guess we should start diving into...
Yeah, I'm sure one of the people out there is like, talk about PAX already.
But I think we should probably start diving into each day. So let's talk about day 1.
Yeah, day 1, I was dressed as Hellfire Club Gala?
Hellfire Gala
Emma Frost from 2023. 2022.
And then I was dressed as Celine, specifically from the newer era, the Jonathan Hickman run in X-Men. So all of the black PVC, the huge cape, the slick black hair. I thought I was going to be worse off than I actually was.
You had a fun time.
Yeah, the look was actually quite comfortable.
Yeah, people like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was not. But it is what it is.
No, we looked cute.
We looked
really
cute.
cute.
Yeah. Because I was all in white and she was all in black.
So we were a good foil.
Yeah, I think so. One of our first appointments was Misty Mountain Gaming, which is not necessarily like an indie game or a game at all, but it's more of like a merch booth.
And it's like game peripherals for tabletop.
Yeah. And we were just like networking, and I mean, this will come out in like October, but
No, we can still talk about.
we can still talk about it. Maybe it'll be out, but maybe they'll have more. But they they had a Kickstarter project to make like cultural D&D dice.
Yeah.
They actually like hired culture analysts from those cultures to help them create the dice.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really fun.
Oh, yeah. And they have a lot of cool, like, very beautiful dice, but then they also have authentic leather bags for, like, Ren fairs and stuff.
Like
and
notebooks that are like aged paper and
Mhm.
like drinking horns and
dice jails.
Dice jail.
They have dice cases.
Yeah,
They have a lot of really, really pretty,
little wooden mimics that
Mhm.
like clack up and down.
just really cute stuff. Really well-designed things.
Mhm.
I think they're going to be fun to work with in the future. So, stay tuned. Things may be
Yeah.
coming.
Maybe this episode. You'll never know.
Yeah, we'll just have to see.
We'll just have to see. Then we saw Moses and Play-Doh from Toge Productions down the line.
Yes, yeah. Later in the day, we went down to the Toge booth, which was really great because, like, I hadn't gone there before East, and they remembered both of us from East,
Mm-hmm.
and they were excited to see us all dressed up again and show off, some of their new games, and they just announced, I think, at Gamescom, the third Coffee Talk game that is set in, like, Tokyo.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's like kind of like neo-punky. It's cool.
I love that.
And like there's like Japanese like yokai and
Ooh.
like it's really cute. It's a really cute game. So if you like coffee
Okay,
games, visual
okay.
novels,
You don't even have to like coffee.
that's true too. Because
Just
I'm not a coffee drinker. But
Fantasy RPG shit.
yeah,
But what I like about Coffee Talk, I mean, we didn't play it, but I just love that it's just like a chill, like kind of wholesome, well, just wholesome game that has like little cute interactions with, it is very like hole in the wall coffee shop. I mean, I don't know about the new one, but a hole in the wall coffee shop that has its regulars,
Mhm.
and then once in a while a newbie comes in. Then you add the mix of like fantasy creatures or fantasy people, which all have like very small significance to their character background or design. And I don't know, I just think there's like a really cute factor to that
yeah, definitely.
I really enjoy. But we didn't see that.
No, we saw Moses and Play-Doh. I think there's not a subtitle, but like a tagline or something with it.
Oh, maybe. But it's in the same world as Chicken Please.
Yes. So if you're familiar with Chicken Police, same universe, but it is a sort of point and click mystery visual novel.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of like Aviary Attorney.
Mm,
Are you familiar with that game?
maybe.
So it's basically Ace Attorney, but all of the
Birds.
artwork is like from an artist from like the 17 or 1800s.
Okay.
And so it's all like animals, but they have like people hands.
Oh.
And so the whole game is like this weird like old kind of sketchbook art style. It's all like just line work on
Yeah.
like parchment paper, and you play as a couple of birds that are attorneys going to parties and having fun and investigating a murder, and it's all like free use assets essentially because it's copyright free at this point.
Yeah.
And it's very goofy. It's very silly, but it kind of gave me that energy of like these like high society anthropomorphic animal characters. So furries, this might be a game for you.
Yeah. Furries, you got a lot of games.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
There is
They're waiting for you.
There's a Conti Snow Tiger diva with a sparkly sequin dress on and a thick Russian accent.
Yeah. Her dad and one of the detectives are talking, and they're both cat type characters. And she's like, oh, men measuring their tails all the time.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And then they also have a comment. I think you were talking to the developer when I was doing this part, but there is a line where that she talks about how she's civilized. She's a civilized woman, so she shaves. And they're like, but you're a cat.
Yeah.
And she was like, so?
So?
So it's like, so she maintains downstairs, which is like fun flavor text, I guess. But
it's not the 80s anymore.
No, clearly. It's cute. I really liked it a lot. When you go into the sort of like exploration points of it, it kind of reminds me of like old SMT dungeon crawlers where it's like first person perspective and you're like going down a hallway.
Yeah.
It's cute. Like you have that sense of like you're moving forward. The depth of field is done really well, really nicely, which is something I really appreciate from a design perspective.
I really liked the Mind Garden, Palace of the Mind kind of. It's like a menu where you can kind of like spend time.
Yeah, it's essentially your journal.
Yeah.
It's like your journal and your codex.
Yeah, and you can like put all of your characters together, like the little portraits, and then you can like link them together, and it shows you like their relationships.
Yeah.
So you can make like a little web, and then there's like a journal that keeps track of all of the interactions you've had. So like you can, if you've walked away and you forgot like what you were doing, or somebody said something, or maybe you didn't understand fully what they were saying, or whatever, you can go back and look through this little journal, and it tells you like she was kind of deceitful, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's like situations where you have to decide if someone's lying or not. It's interesting.
Yeah,
but the voice acting is really good.
Yes, I also really like the conductor on the train.
Oh yes,
he's a jumping spider. Yeah, he's a French jumping spider, and his like the mandibles are like a little mustache.
Yeah, I love him.
And every pose of him, his arms are all like doing different things because he's got 6 of them.
So like, there's a point where he's like thinking, and he's got like one hand doing this, and then another one doing this,
and like 2 hands that are like doing this,
doing like.
it's cute.
Yeah,
he makes a lot of puns, and it's all about him being a spider, and
jumping spider.
He'll be like, "Oh, I'll hop right to it," and then he pauses awkwardly, and
it like looks at you, and then
they're like, "Okay, like,
okay.
do you get it?" it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot. I'm excited to play it in full. I haven't played Chicken Police, but I feel like I kind of need to now.
Yeah, they are good. Chicken Police. Every time I've tried them, they've been really nice too. I just love when games have characters that are so well written that like there's just enough sass or energy that keeps you interested. Mm-hmm. Because like I feel like a lot of times you have like one sassy character.
Oh yeah.
And then everybody else has like
it's boring.
Like, yeah. The sassy character has to carry the depressed character, the quiet character, the mean character. Like giving it a little mix of sass everywhere else.
Yeah.
That kind of keeps us laughing or interested or smiling or,
So kind of snark. But it was cute. And then they gave us, if you remember from our PAX East coverage.
Which you can find on YouTube.
Yes, it is. Like, be grateful we're not doing this
4-hour video.
Yeah, like that one. Talking about 30-some games and having to condense it all down with trailers and everything. So this will be much more streamlined. But yeah, we got Indonesian coffee from them again. Because they are an Indonesian studio.
It's so good.
So
it's very good.
I know my boyfriend is very excited to give it a go.
It's delicious. I'm so happy to have extra ones.
Mm-hmm. But just, I think they are very quickly becoming like one of my favorite booths to stop by.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, it's just like exciting when like people who make games that you enjoy as a consumer recognize you as an individual when you like walk by and like, hey, how are you?
Yeah. And like, I don't know, they follow you on Twitter and you follow them back and it's nice. And one of the people who's usually at the booth, Lala, was not there, and it was recently her birthday, and she like posted about it on Twitter, and I really wanted to wish her happy birthday, but then she wasn't there. So Lala, if you're listening, Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
In October.
Yeah, months later.
Months later, you're gonna be like, it's not my birthday.
But it was cute because the developer we met with was like, would you like to film a video that I will send to her?
Oh, I should have. I thought they meant like, do you want to like type it out? I was like,
Oh no, he was like, do you want me to
oh.
record you saying happy birthday and
Oh,
send it?
I would have done that. Sorry. Well, now I have to do it in post. I'll do it next year. Soon after, we went to Pioneers of Pagonia,
Yes.
which is created by the original creator of The Settlers, which is like 20 years old, supposedly.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. It's a German company that makes it and develops it. And it's kind of like super Woozle Factor or Hustle and Bustle kind of city management game with a medieval fantasy twist,
Yes.
which I love. I love like adding magic or these extra elements. Watching it is very like,
it's satisfying just
Yeah.
to watch. Like
it's like
something.
a screensaver.
Yeah, because they have, which I've never really seen this in a game like that. Granted, I haven't watched very many games like this, but I haven't seen it at this scope, where every citizen that moves through your little settlement and has a job or whatever they're doing, you get to see every step of it.
Yeah.
So if somebody is going to make some bread, they'll go to a field and harvest the wheat.
And then one person's getting the water, and one person's getting the wood, and then the other
Yeah.
person's bringing the wood to the fire to make the bread. And the whole building for the bakery is open. Like, there's no hidden characters. So, like, you wanted to watch the whole process, you could watch the baker putting everything together and making the bread. Like, you never, like, they never, like, go into a, I think they called it a black box
Yeah.
of an asset and just disappear and then come out with bread, which I thought was like such a nice detail.
Mm-hmm.
And the bonus with this game too is they, I think it's up to 4-player.
Yes, it has 4-player co-op.
Yeah, so like if maybe building games overwhelm you or you get lonely or you've ever wanted to share a city building game with a friend, you can do that now.
Yeah,
which
and-
I like to do.
Oh, definitely. And
And-
I also like the fact that at any point you can save
Yeah.
the city you're working on with multiplayer, and then you can come back to it solo if you want to work on it a little bit more. Maybe if people in your friend group don't like playing the game as much, but you really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Your
they're-
friends can also save it.
Yeah, so everybody individually can save it and change however they would like to. And it's very jump in, jump out.
Yep.
And that also goes for being able to do it with random people. And just being like, hey, I want to play with other people. I'm kind of lonely or bored or whatever.
You can take it away.
Yeah, you can upload your save, or upload the code for the save.
Oh, the seed, yeah.
Yeah, for the seed. And then other people can download it and they can jump in with you from where you're at, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
The studio was really, really nice.
Very, very kind. If you saw our Instagram.
Yes.
Of us going, Woozle Factor!
Yes. Well, I mean, just saying olfactor because I didn't realize we were coming in. So it's just Chelora, and then I just start halfway through the word.
That's fine.
On
You
a
could
delay.
say it now.
Yeah, olfactor.
There you go, see?
Woo.
Dub it in. But this project is something that they plan on making like their main thing, or maybe
It's
their only thing.
It's their only project
for
they're working on.
many more years to come. And you can check out their roadmap that they change and update all the time, which is really cool to see too.
Mhm.
And their recent update is they're working on these creatures or this entity on the outside of the city called the Cursed. So we didn't say, but we're specifically not colonizers. Just throwing that out
Yes,
there.
which is nice. It's like
So
you're returning to a home.
You're
that
returning
used
to your
be
homeland.
yours.
Yeah. So it was originally your homeland. You're returning to settle back where you came from. So you're kind of working with some of the people who are still there, some of the groups that are in clans that are, still already settled. And so you work with them, and eventually they join your city, and you kind of accumulate and like you win by getting them all. And the map is rather large, so it's not like super easy. And there's also extra challenges. There's
Yes.
bandits and thieves, and you can opt in or opt out of. Like you have
Things
complete
with combat.
Yeah, you have complete control of how hard or how easy or peaceful or whatever it is that you want to play.
Maps are also all procedurally generated.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll get stuff really flat, sometimes you'll get stuff that's mountainous that you have to work around.
Lots of water, little water, who knows. There's ghosts, werewolves, so like the werewolf enemy can infect your city with the virus, like the werewolf virus, and sometimes you end up with a werewolf city and you lose. So it's a really interesting aspect to be careful of, and they're adding, sorceresses and things like that with this like new magic update. So I'm interested to see where they take it, and I'm really excited to play myself.
Yeah, same. I think the mining update's going to be cool to see, because we didn't get to
right.
see that at all,
We
and
didn't
it's
get
like
to
a
see
whole
it.
underground section
Yeah.
to your city.
Yeah, which is cool. So like the map like goes underneath, and there's like a whole other system, which is bananas.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
It's really cute. Really, really cute.
And then we didn't have an appointment, but we did go check out Beastie Ball.
Yes.
Because you're a big fan.
Yes, because I am obsessed with everything that Wishes Unlimited does, and Greg Lobanov. And so I got to meet him and tell him how much of a fan I was of his work.
He said, gee, thanks.
I know. And I was like, He's very Disney coded. Like, he's very, like, all the time, which I think is really fun. And I played a lot of the demos that have come out. Chelora hadn't played them, so Chelora got a chance to sit and play it.
I was like, volleyball, And, I actually like volleyball.
Yeah.
I just feel like a lot of sports games don't give me the essence. Like, they don't give me the same feeling as playing a sport.
Yeah, but this game, it's like a sports JRPG. It's literally Pokemon volleyball.
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't like... It was less sports. Like, sports is what's on the screen. But, like, the vibe of playing it is not sports.
No, the vibe of it is playing a turn-based RPG.
Literally,
Your
yeah.
direction of the placement of your attacks matter.
Yeah.
Or your attacks.
Yeah.
Your volleys matter. What moves you do. The synergy between your party. Like, all of these little mechanical things is all, like, stuff on the side. The beastie designs are all really cute.
There's, like, a rainbow clown spider that I love.
And
He's just a cute little guy.
And they all evolve, too, I
Yeah.
think, or a good number of them do, so...
And there's, like, little supportive ones, too.
Yeah, so you get, like, ones that they won't be on the field volleying, but they'll be, like, in the back cheering and doing, like, support skills to buff and heal
Buffs
and
and
stuff.
healing, which is cool. So you can, like, really, like, strategize.
Yes.
Which is fun, too. Like, it's, like, imagine, like, triple battling, but, like...
Yeah, basically, but you have one Pokemon that's just sat in the back, only doing
Right.
setups, and...
Way better than fuck triple battling. Rotation battles? Get out of here.
Yeah.
What is this mess? If you
Okay.
like triple battling, I don't like you.
I like triple battling.
Well,
Guess I'll leave.
I actually don't mind triple battling. I just think they're annoying.
Yeah, they can be.
And
It's like
specifically in black and white, where like
it's like your Pokemon on the left can't attack the Pokemon on the
yes,
right.
and then they just sit there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna do? They just go sit here, I guess. Like, you can't just like go around the last Pokemon.
No. And then if you like swap the positions, that's their turn.
What a waste. But what's not a waste is we had a panel for queer women in your gaming system on the first day with myself, Chara, Radiant G, Christy Jimenez, and Monica Fan. We had a really good time.
Yeah, it was a very fun conversation, I thought.
We had so much conversation, I think we got until the last second.
Yes.
And I was like... which was a funny moment. And I'm sure by the time this comes out, we should have it uploaded on YouTube. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'll ask PAX for the recording and hope for the best if you'd like to watch it. Or you can, I don't know, say, hey PAX, I want to watch that panel. Where is it? Maybe they upload it to VODs, I'm not sure.
I think they said that's what it's for.
Yeah.
More than anything. So if it is, we could probably ask
Steal,
them for
yeah.
it. Or grab it, you know.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But we had a really good time, and I'm really appreciative of the panelists who could come, and they had contributed such a great perspective to the conversation.
Especially as marginalized identities within the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Outside of, like, influencers or content creation. As
Yeah.
producers, as writers, as editors. I think it was really eye-opening for people in that room. Like, Monica talking about how in their workplace they will have white cis men who will come up to them and explain
How to speak Chinese.
how to speak Chinese to someone who's from China.
Yeah. She's like, I know how to speak Chinese.
And like, but no, you don't. Not like I do. And it's like,
And then they'll tell her all the wrong things.
yeah.
Like, oh my
The
God.
reaction in the room to that, I think a lot of people were like, oh wow, that's ridiculous.
What a mess.
Yeah. Men, why you like this?
But not Radiant G.
Yeah, Radiant G, he's cool.
Yeah. We could keep him.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah.
egg.
Hi, Radiant G, if you're out there watching. I don't know. But that was day one.
Yeah.
And then we both came back to my home and
I basically died.
we died. And then we were resurrected with the power of food.
Mm-hmm.
At least I was. I
Yeah.
was like, watermelon, stat.
Mhm.
And I just sat there like rehydrating myself, just devouring a bucket. But day two, I had a blister, so
So she was in heels basically all day.
yeah, which is something that as a frequent PAX goer I should know, but I thought I was prepared for it and I wasn't. I did put on these very difficult boots to put on with heels, and I did try to like break them in and everything, and I did do that for hours.
Mm-hmm.
For a few days before the con. Didn't matter. Still got blisters. And if you have blisters on day one, you're going to have blisters the rest of the week. So how are you going to walk around?
Heelys.
Unless they're on your heels.
Oh, that's true.
How are you going to roll around?
Just-
Put me in a wagon and walk me around.
Could you imagine getting a blister on your heel and then being like, I'm just going to wear heelys the rest of the day? Be like,
Ah! Like everywhere.
and she's just like gliding across the
Well,
floor.
like, you should have seen me year one. I brought all stilettos.
Oh.
It's so it was Blister City, and then I was like, I'm not gonna wear flip flops. I gotta look slay. I gotta look cunt. No, don't bother. Find a flat that works for you and that you're happy enough with. Your comfort is really important at conventions, y'all. And you'll be like, what a pussy. But go get your blisters and cry, I guess.
Hell, sometimes flats even aren't good enough.
Yeah.
Look at me day two.
Flip flops will kill the hell out of that little tongue between your toes.
Yeah.
They'll murder you. I'm telling you. You're not going to win no matter what. Because those floors are concrete.
Mm-hmm.
There's no support.
No.
The only support you're going to find is on some of the booths, if they let you in.
Yeah.
Or, like, if you find a rare chair. We love a chair. A rare chair.
Love furniture. Love
furniture. Love interior design. But day two, I just dressed in some regular old drag that was more comfortable for me, but still very slay.
Mm-hmm.
And you wore...
Yeah, so my boyfriend has never cosplayed before, and I told him if he was going to come with me to a convention, he had to do something. And X-Men are very significant to the two of us as a couple, so we were Rogue and Gambit. And it was very cute. He loved all the attention he was getting all day long, especially in light of recent... I think, well, by the time this comes out, it's been long enough, but with Deadpool and Wolverine, so people were quoting lines at him from the movie, asking him if he could do Channing Tatum's accent. He cannot. But it was cute being, like, kind of a talking point
Yeah.
throughout the con, because people would be like, I heard that one of you was around, and then I saw, like, the other one separately, and...
They'd come up to you while your boyfriend was walking around, and they'd be like, did you see the Gambit?
And yeah, it's like,
And
that's my boyfriend.
She'd be like, that's my boyfriend. And then he'd be walking around, come back, and be like, a bunch of people said, have you seen the Rogue walking around?
So it was cute.
Yeah.
We got some cute pictures. It was really fun. My feet were killing me because I had boot covers on over Converse that were like really restrictive. And
They were pulling your feet up.
yeah, and then on top of that I had 3 pairs of tights on and then a stretch bodysuit that had feet built in. So it was basically like a 4th pair of tights that was pulling everything up. And one foot I really couldn't move because it was so restricted because of the boot cover. The other foot was like this all day, like it was up. So it was hell.
Love hell.
Love the afterlife.
That's where the gays are going, apparently.
Yeah.
So, is it that bad? How bad is it?
Agony.
Agony. But we went to the Serenity Forge booth. We looked at Centum,
Key Locker. Roman Sands.
Roman Sands, Slay the Princess, which is what we want to talk about.
Yes. So Slay the Princess, which as the time this is coming out, they are putting out sort of a deluxe edition of it that's a free update.
Pristine cut.
Yes. And I had only heard good things about this game. I think it's one of those games where it's like you can't explain too much about it. Otherwise, it kind of ruins the
Yeah.
premise. But if you like horror visual novels that kind of have like a roguelite feel, where like the elements that change are your conversations,
Yeah.
it's cool. The art's interesting. It's all like grayscale, very sketchbooky, which I like a lot. It's a wild time. No, I only played a little bit of it, but they added a lot of new things in this update. Yeah, new routes, new endings, new storylines, lots of new dialogue and illustrations. So I'm excited to see all of it. I'm excited to actually sit and play it.
The voice acting was good.
Yeah, the voice acting is good.
Yeah, and there's options for like narrator or no narrator. So if you're a streamer who likes to do their own voices, or you don't like the voice or whatever,
You don't like being read to.
Yeah,
you know.
you can turn it off, or
Which is, yeah, it's nice that it's there.
but it is nice that it's there, because as a streamer I would prefer that it is there, because even like Paper Mario or whatever, like a lot of times after 2 or 3 hours of dialogue I cannot speak anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just start skipping lines because I'm like
The Crystal Star.
Crystal Star, Vivian,
Oh my goodness.
Mario, save me! I just can't do it.
No.
It's not like I'm not sitting there drinking tea and got like a lozenge in my mouth, and like I'll do everything I can to like keep talking, and I just can't.
No.
Like it just dries the hell out of your throat.
So it's nice having the option
Yes.
there to just be able to sit and listen and go, oh,
Oh, spicy.
Just I like playing games where they're very narrative heavy and just going, oh, every 5 seconds. You know,
Yeah.
when somebody says something,
That's my favorite thing too.
just like, oh, you got your girl.
Yeah. Read her. Slay
Yeah.
her.
Or if the delivery is something that could be turned into a joke, then you can be
Mhm.
like, they did what now? You know?
She said what? That's what she said.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. I think day 2 was definitely like, actually the whole convention had a lot of horror games.
Yeah, it was very horror heavy.
Yeah.
I think for the slate of things that we saw in particular,
Maybe it's
too.
the timing.
Yeah, 'cause it's like
Closer to fall. Yeah.
Getting people excited for Halloween.
I think the horror genre for video games has been a little stale.
Yeah, that's fair.
In the past few years, and we're getting some improvements, or
Yeah.
maybe some expansions to the genre, and I'm really excited to see something new or something
Yeah.
different.
I think the big thing is that, which we'll get into this a little bit more with a game we saw on day 3, but I think a lot of the horror stuff in the last few years has been so because of the pandemic, and I think gaming, because of the pandemic, shifted towards a huge focus on multiplayer experiences and things you could do to still engage with other people from the comfort and safety of home. We saw a lot of games like Phasmophobia, Demonology.
There's a lot, Chara.
I know.
They're all the same.
Escape something. Yes, Lethal Company, that's the one.
Yeah.
But like all those games that are kind of like that, where it's all sort of the same formula, but it's all like multiplayer games with jump scares, just to do something with other people. I think that kind of became the center of horror gaming for a really long time, for the last few years. And so there's been some good horror solo player narratives over time, but I think really the newer stuff we're seeing coming down the pipeline later this year, early into next, are an exciting shift in horror indies that, like, I actually want to play as somebody who doesn't like horror games because I'm a baby.
Like, say the princess is slow enough that you can take it at your own pace.
Yes.
But it's still creepy.
Yeah, and what gore there isn't...
Stylized.
Yeah, it's stylized, it's not realistic, it's not gratuitous. But other games that we saw throughout the weekend do really interesting things with horror.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk more about those in a bit.
Yeah, I think the jump scare genre's gotta go. It's so tired. For me, anyway. Like, the jump scare will happen, you go, and then it's like, okay, that was silly. Like, I didn't like that at all. Like, it's cheap.
Yeah.
And then it's like, my husband coming into the room gives me a jump scare.
Literally.
Like, I'm not actually afraid. It's just
It's like, oh!
I'm just startled.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been anything, and I would have been startled. And I think that's kind of like why Spooky's House of Jump Scares works for what it is. But
Yeah.
as soon as you get scared a couple times, you're just like, ugh.
Another one.
Another
How
one.
inconvenient.
The same thing. And I think that's the issue with a lot of these games is you get used to it so quickly and then you're not scared anymore. And like that was my issue with what's that painter game?
Oh, Evil Within?
No.
No.
The game was Layers of Fear and the sequel. Yeah, I need more like horror games where I'll play through half of it or even all of it, and by the end of it I'll try to go to bed and I can't sleep. Like I want to like feel that like
That permanent sense of dread when you turn the computer off.
yeah.
Like you want a horror game to really fuck with you.
Yeah. And if you're taking direct inspiration from what I just said, tag a bitch.
Send me the game.
Send me the game. I don't know. Tell me, put me in it or something. I don't know.
Could you imagine? It's like, we're going to do a jump scare game, but it's just you like, whoa!
Every time.
For conservatives, a drag queen around the corner.
Oh no.
She's going to read to your kids! Run!
Not just going to read to your kids.
She's just a drag queen with a book like, once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
And they just go, ah!
Speaking of horror, we visited Dread XP. Hi, Dread XP.
Yes. Hi, Parker.
Hi, Parker, if you were listening. Played a game called Heartworm, which should be coming out soon, I imagine. Was it? Oh, no. After December.
Yes, they said they have to finish it this year.
To finish it this year.
And they're very stressed about it.
Very stressed. Give them a little gratuity.
Yeah.
Is it gratuity? Patience? Whatever.
Whatever it is.
Whatever the word is. Give them a nice free lunch.
Yeah.
And it was really cute. If you have arachnophobia, I don't necessarily think I would recommend it. But you can also maybe spend some time facing your fear. I don't know. It's your choice how you play your game. I think you can use video games to face those fears.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
I've seen people face their fears with heights before using like VR and stuff, which I don't know if I'd recommend it that far, but anyway, not the point.
Yeah, listen, you've heard it here, folks. Chelora is telling arachnophobes to play Skyrim in VR to face their fears.
Well, I mean, I was afraid of Resident Evil and like all horror games for so long, and then I used a character to overcome it.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't really myself. And then eventually I was myself. So I mean, it's good. I think it's good because now I'm not afraid of horror. Mm-hmm. And like I spent so much time watching all the old horror movies, and like this fear was all there, but then I was like challenging myself, and I think it's so important and good for people to challenge themselves.
Yeah.
But this game is kind of actually like that because it's like about this character's fears and her facing them, right? So there's this character Sam who's a photographer in the 90s, or she has like a 90s aesthetic, or the whole game is a 90s aesthetic.
Yeah, I think it is set in like 97.
Yeah, it has like a Resident Evil 1, like the original vibe.
Yeah, like low poly vibe.
Yeah.
There's the option for tank controls if you like tank controls and want that kind of energy. You can have free roaming controls, but it does have fixed camera angles, so it is very OG Resident Evil where
it does the door thing.
Yeah, you round a corner and then you're coming at the screen instead of going into it.
Yeah, there were a couple situations where that actually scared me because I'd go up a set of stairs or something. All I would see is like a long hallway with a dark figure at the end. And I was like sitting there for a minute and I was like, this is really creepy. Is that guy gonna come like walk towards me? It was me.
Yeah.
But like that's such an interesting way to like
to frame it.
Because then you're like, oh, that's just my character.
Yeah, like some of the positioning and like the composition of the scenes.
Yeah, because she was like in the dark.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's cool. I really like watching Chelora play it.
Yeah, the sound was really good. She fights with a camera, which like gives me Fatal Frame vibes too, but it's more like active Fatal Frame.
Yes.
Whereas like Fatal Frame I feel like is so slow. Which I don't mind. Like I love Fatal Frame. The combat was good too. Like the enemies kind of teleport instead of just like a zombie that goes right? Like
yeah, they're
just
like
keeps walking towards you.
They're like these weird kind of pixelated
static monsters.
Yeah. And you take a photo of them and they kind of like blip out and then they'll like jump off to the side and then you take a photo.
So you have to like
you have to constantly be like moving.
Yeah, moving left and right to like catch them.
That looked funny on there. Us both too.
Yeah, us both doing this. It was really cool. I really liked it. And the lore seems interesting, and I feel like we don't know a ton, but another small dev team that I would love to see where this game goes. And
Yeah.
Whenever it comes out, no pressure, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. And
I think it's going to hit for a lot of people because we know a
Yeah.
lot of folks that like those really
Yeah.
low poly horror games.
yeah, and a cool detail that we talked about as well was character Sam. She kind of has like that like Tomb Raider like triangle boob kind of visual.
Visibility. She's representing
Yeah,
the triangle
very-
boob
yeah.
people out there.
Like was a stylistic choice, but because of the way that technology has progressed, they can actually do more details on certain parts, but keep the original vision. So like she has this really detailed tattoo on her leg.
It's like the whole thing.
Yeah, and you couldn't have had that in the original
In the original engine, yeah.
in the original engine because it would have just looked like a big black blob. So it's really cool, this like mixture of like newer pixel art mixed into
This
or-
like
yeah.
old nostalgic style,
yeah
but with modern technology.
yeah very cool.
Yeah, I wish them all the success because they were great people,
They were very nice. Yeah
and I would honestly will probably play this game too,
yeah
which is saying something.
yeah.
So-
And I love Dread XP too.
Yeah.
Also Amanda the Adventurer too.
Mm-hmm.
I should have asked them about it, but I didn't. I was already like zoned in to Heartworm. So what are you gonna do?
And then day 3.
Woo!
Woo!
Dawn of the third day. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you watched the original, the PAX East
coverage.
you'll know. We started the day once again with a bang.
Lots of drag.
Lots of drag. You were dressed as Dazzler.
Yes, I was Dazzler as blonde, which is a big change for me.
You've never wanted to be blonde.
No, I've been very adamant that it's always dark hair characters or like brunettes because blonde does not look good on me. But the particular blonde I had was like the right
Yeah.
blonde, I
It was
think.
the right shade.
It wasn't too platinum-y, so it didn't make me look sick.
It looked good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like the right style for the character.
Yeah, and I was just in drag.
No, but the colors of your outfit went well with mine because it was all like silver for me, like white and silver, and you were white and
Well,
like
and you had the blue makeup.
I had like the big blue makeup, so you had like a blue corset and a white skirt, and then you had this kind of gem in the holograms,
pink hair
big pink hair. So it
Yeah.
did kind of have this like 70s, 80s
vibe.
feel. So it was cute.
Yeah, we looked good together. But we started the day with Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. You can't tell me you don't know what that says. What is that?
Mist.
Milt?
Bloom in the MILF. No.
Milt, not the milk. Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist by Binary Haze Interactive. It was a really cool game, I think.
Yeah.
I say that for every game. And they gave us these cute little fans to take home.
Yes, we got little. I wave at the mic. Get the ASMR in there. Have some wind. No.
Imagine we edit this and there's like nothing.
We just add like a
Yeah.
gust of wind noise. Going
We can do that. It's fine. Yeah, there's these cute fans with the art on it. They look really, really nice.
Yes.
They were really nice, and I really enjoyed talking with them. The game, you're playing as Lilac. We didn't play the predecessor game,
Yes, and
this.
lilies.
Lilies, yeah. Unfortunately, but
Because that's what's on the fan.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Ender Lilies. Quietest of the nights.
So we'll have to play that too.
Mm-hmm.
It was very like Metroidvania with I'm assuming, female protagonist.
Yes.
She's got a little bit of magic, and there's this kind of like, was it a post-apocalyptic world?
A little bit, yeah. A little
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic.
And there's like these creatures called the homunculus, which are kind of like man-made entities that are kind of like, a lot of them are like discarded or like destroyed or something's going on. You end up with this sort of almost Persona-like vibe.
Yes,
But
especially the first one that
Yeah.
you like find. She reminds me a lot of a little Arsene, but especially Mitsuru's,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever her persona is.
Yeah, you'll be editing it and be like, it's this!
Yeah. It'll hit me like 3 days later.
Yeah, in a month. But like that vibe, but in a like action, like dodging, rolling, running, platforming, Metroidvania vibe. Instead of just having a sword, you have this homunculus character that you found and helped that does the sword slashing for you and like kind of appear like apparates and slashes and then disapparate, and you can collect more and then like configure them to your buttons based on how you want to play. There's really it seems like there's going to be a really interesting mechanics to it that you can like really customize how you want to play.
Yes.
And how you want to like do battles and things like that. And some of them have like specific cooldowns, and like the second one that I picked up, you know, you could cast it or use it while using your other powers. Some of them, not all of them can be done like that, but some of them you can use while using other powers, which is also really interesting to me. I thought that the pacing was really good in terms of like gameplay, like speed. So like the roll felt a little slow, but everything felt that speed. So you have just enough time to really like mentally process the tells of the enemies doing whatever they're doing. You don't know what they're doing, so you don't necessarily know what you're dodging. You have enough time to at least know that they're going to do something and to like decide what to do. There's also like a staggering like break system with some of the bosses, it looks like. I don't know if it's for all enemies or just bosses. Probably like maybe a mix of both. If you hit them a certain amount of times, you know, you can break or stagger them and just like wail on them.
Yeah.
What did you think, like just watching?
Just watching it, the art is beautiful. In it, the character design is really, really good.
Yeah, the cutscenes.
Yeah, the cutscenes are great. I love the rotoscoping they use in the background. So like the background is multiple layers because it's like a side scroller, but the whole thing shifts. So it's like you have this like really cool kind of like warped perspective as you run around.
Yeah.
I also just appreciate that the whole vibe of it is like very melancholy, somber. They were saying too that it will have both like a standard difficulty mode, because these aren't like challenging games. They're kind of Souls like, a little more like Hollow Knight-y.
Yeah.
With like Metroidvania elements. But then they have like a story mode as well. Where the tells are a little easier to see.
You have more time.
They're bigger, they're slowed down. If you want the more precise, frenetic gameplay, you can have that, but you can enjoy the story and still have a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, and maybe in that way, it could be a really good introduction to
the genre.
Because I feel like the genre's poppin'.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many of these like Souls-like or like difficulty games with like dodge rolls and, you know, whatevering, kind of like Nine Souls from Yu-Gi-Oh! Studios that we also saw that day. It's not on the list, but I'm going to mention it anyway.
Yes.
It can feel really intimidating, so I think it's really good that there are options to be introduced to the genre in case, like, you think the games are really cool and you wish you could play them. Well, now you kind of can. Or you can at least try this one and see how you feel. A lot of Souls, like, at least that I've played, the tells are not as clear, and you kind of, like, have to develop a sense of what the tells are. Because sometimes, like, a tell will be, like, the slightest nudge of a shoulder. Like, they'll be, like, just standing like this, and then...
Yeah, it's like, oh, I gotta run.
Oh, I gotta, like, dodge the left hand. And it's like, how are you supposed to... You have to, like, take so much time to accumulate that knowledge through combat, and I know that's what they want you to do, is like play it a lot, but man, is it annoying.
Yeah.
So sometimes it would be nice to just have an easier time.
Oh, for sure.
Or for maybe younger folks too.
And then we got to go to this was the biggest booth that we went to. I think it's one of the biggest booths that we went to. I mean, it was bigger than anything we went to at East.
It was a huge booth. It was beautiful.
Yeah, beautifully designed.
Yeah.
We went to Infold.
Infold.
Went to Infold Games to see Infinity Nikki, which I was particularly very excited about because this game's trailers, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so girly. It's so...
Go Girl Games.
It's very demure, very mindful, very cutesy.
Yeah.
And you just play as Nikki, who is a stylist. This is the latest in a series of originally like mobile dress-up games from China, I believe. Newest one is described as a cozy open world game.
Mm-hmm.
And you get all these little outfits, and the outfits all have a different skill. And then over time you pick up money, infinity threads, they're called infinity threads. Then you make these outfits out of them that all have like a specialized skill. And it's like a top to bottom hair, makeup, lipstick, jewelry, gloves, shoes, dress, leggings, accessories,
Stockings,
everything.
pants, skirts.
Like everything is unique for that particular like skill. And then you can have like a wheel of them that you can switch like hot commands for, that you can just like on the fly go
Like,
back and forth.
It gave me very like Barbie can do it all.
Yes.
Like Barbie, every job Barbie.
But with even better outfits.
Yeah.
Like fantasy RPG Barbie.
Yeah.
And it's cute. The demo that I got to play, you help a bunch of little frogs who have no power.
It's a dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In their little sewer system.
They're being bullied by a bunch of blowfish.
Yeah, by a bunch of blowfish that are fully wearing 301s and have gotten all the Juvederm in the world.
Yeah, they got like the friggin'
All-Stars tulips. Like, they're just up here, ready to go.
Yeah. They're wearing Pat McGrath eyeshadows and like glitter lids.
Yeah.
And like
these huge, like, lusciously glossy red lips.
And they blow heart bubbles.
Yes, they hurt you if you hit them.
Yeah.
And it's like a platforming challenge to get around them. But it's really freaking cute.
Yeah, you gotta switch to like the electrician Nikki to like fix their electrical system and get rid of fix their sewage system or whatever it is.
To get rid of the fish.
Yeah.
Dry them out. But really cute. And as I know I've said multiple times, I also just really like the fact that you can customize kind of your default look between all of the different parts of every outfit.
She like instantly changes to the other outfit to use whatever power or job that it is.
And then she'll go back to the default one.
Yeah. And it's not just like girl shit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like she's got some kind of like sporty athleisure wear things that are a little more street.
Yeah, and she has like, it's not just like, oh, let's pet dogs and like farm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's be like a magical girl and like throw like spells at things, and let's go fishing, and let's go like do everything. She can do it all.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that like the little bags that they gave us like fit the poster too that they gave us, because I don't know how many times like you get like a bag or whatever from a booth, and they were just giving these to everyone.
Yeah.
Like you need a good bag.
Especially at PAX.
Yeah, they did a great job. Lastly, we also saw a game at the Limited Run booth, which I think we always love. The Limited Run booth. They're always really, really friendly and like on their game and like queer friendly too. So I've always really enjoyed the folks at the booth.
The queer individuals there always get excited when
yes,
you walk
they do.
by.
And they're very nice and very fruity.
Yes. And they're like, let me escort you.
Let me take you to the wherever you're going. We played a game called Ghosts, which you said was a horror game that you would also play.
Yeah, surprise.
Surprise, you're going to be a horror girly.
I think I'm going to be if they keep doing these. I would play a lot of these horror games we played.
Yeah, so I think this is a game that I think anyone, which is a lot of people, anyone who enjoys paranormal research or paranormal investigation TV shows.
Yes.
So it's FMV, like, live women actors.
So think Night Trap, but less problematic and voyeuristic.
Yeah, and more like empowered women.
Yes.
Who are running a TV show or a live stream show of them doing this paranormal investigation stuff, and they have to film their last episode because they've been canceled.
Yeah, the show has not been doing very well.
Because they didn't find any like real evidence. You know, that's a typical problem for paranormal investigation TV shows. And the character that you play is back in the van, so not in the car or not in the house, and you produce the TV show. So you can see all of the cameras on your little tablet, and you decide what goes live. So you can decide whether the show does really well or it does really poorly, or, you know, if one of the women actors walks into a different room by herself, you better be switching the screen over. Where's she going? What's she doing? What's going to happen? But lo and behold, the horror does not stay only in the house. Things might start happening around or inside the van that you are producing from. So it gets really, really interesting, and I'm really excited to play it.
I think he said it's coming out early next year.
Oh, yes, you're right. The
We-
sound design.
Yeah, we met with the audio director and the voice director. There's parts where like you'll be looking at the screen and then the screens will start getting like staticky and like all distorted, and then you'll hear like whispered gibberish basically in your ears. And the way that it's done is so effective because it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like
It's just jibber jabber.
it just you can't tell what anybody's saying, but it really is freaky because you're like, well, is this from the video feed? Is this something else?
Am I hearing things? And I think it's supposed to insinuate, like, it kind of guides you
Yes.
to, like, start looking around
Mm-hmm.
in the van.
Yeah, because there's also like a screen in the back of the van. So if, for those of you who like the camera monitoring work in like Five Nights at Freddy's, you've got that in
Or
this
even
game.
Phasmo.
Yeah, in Phasmo. But with Phasmo and in the van in Phasmo, with this one, it doesn't feel claustrophobic.
Mm.
You've got room to move around.
Yeah.
For the most part, you are like contained in the van, but it has that mix of like gamey visuals and like kind of, I would say like late 2000s, early 2010s kind of like PC game graphics.
Yeah.
And kind of Stanley Parable
Yeah.
a little bit, like that sort of style, but then like juxtaposed with the FMV live action scenes and the scenes that are shot like real time
Yeah.
between all the different camera feeds. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
On top of all this, it's completely replayable. So, like, I asked them, like, what's the replayability like? Do things change if you do different things? Or, like, because I figured because it's live actors, there's only so many, like, it's probably pretty limited.
Yeah.
But it's actually diverse in terms of, like, the amount of endings you can have, if people die or not.
Mhm.
You can play it several times. And there's things that you'll catch in the first playthrough that you're like, what is this for?
And then it'll come back once
And then
you
you'll come
replay
back,
it.
yeah. So you need to replay it. And I like that kind of stuff
Oh,
with games
yeah.
too. It's just such a crucial detail that I think people often overlook. They're like, oh, here's my game, and that's it. It's not like, what do I do next? You know what I mean? Like, what do I do now that the game is over? So it's just a thought process that I think is really nice that they handled.
Yeah, I think he said the tagline for it is that nobody gets out alive the first time.
The first time.
So it's like I feel like everyone's gonna die,
Yeah.
and then the object of the game from that point is trying to
Save everyone.
circumvent fate to prevent death.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I'm so excited. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be so camp.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I think, like, a girl's going to walk into another room and she's going to go, ah! You know, or, like, she's going to die or something, and it's going to be so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about gore a little bit for you, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
if I go
I mean, it's a camera screen. You could just go to a different channel.
exactly, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to watch this person die.
You could just leave it on the little channel and then just, like, look at the big one.
Yeah, like, oh, nothing's going on in this hallway.
We want to keep our ratings E for everyone. Move to the next
No.
one.
You just hear the girl going, ah, screaming in the
Yeah.
background.
I was like, I don't know what that is. She must be having a really fun time on a slide.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we planned for today.
Yeah, to go over for this review. It was a fun time. It was a really fun time. Got a lot of cute stuff. Saw a lot of fun games. I think we made some really solid connections with people
Mhm.
on like an individual level that are going to carry over future,
Yeah.
business relationships, future PAX sightings, I guess.
Yeah. I always try to say hi to people I've seen before at PAC, like the exhibitors and stuff, game developers and things like that. And when I do see them, like, at least if I've had a good interaction, even if I don't have an appointment, I usually want to, like, say hi and, like, interact
Yeah.
in some way and just let them know, like, hey, I remember you. Hopefully you remember me. And I think it would be hard to forget me, just based on what I'm wearing. But
Yeah.
it's just good community.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, I guess we will wrap it there. We will see you all in the next one.
We're paxing it up.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, y'all, or
You're
watching.
welcome.
Yeah. We're gonna
Listening to women, it's that easy.
Exactly. It takes nothing.
Now you can do it in the comfort of your own home.
Or car on the way to work. On the toilet.
On the toilet in your boat?
Yeah.
On your couch? This is my couch.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, okay. Did you want it?
I ship it home.
It could be yours. Just hand it down.
Like this romper. This
Yeah.
used to be hers too.
Listen, sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. That's what we put at the end of the episode. Aren't tights the worst?
Hard time's the worst. They just keep your underwear down.
It's always awkward for where to start. Don't watch me.